Devin the Dream Haney is the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, so how come he doesn't get the same respect that fight fans give to Canelo, Jermell Charlo, and Naoya Inoue? In fact, despite holding all 4 alphabet titles,
I'm gonna say this about Devin Haney. He tries to be arrogant like how Floyd was. Granted, I don't think I like Tank. He one of my favorite boxers. I really don't like Devin Haney like that, but you do gotta respect his skills. Devin wins strictly off of just skills and points. He is more entertaining to Floyd. That's my personal opinion. Um, but he just tries to come off arrogant, bro. Like nobody like that. And he always says like he's gonna knock out a fighter, but he ain't really got knockout power. Like he got the skills, he just ain't got the power, bro. But that's really why I personally don't like Devin. Like he talk a bunch of stuff, but he really can't back it up. Like that little shove that he did to Lomachenko really wasn't called for. Loma still outboxed him during the first 7 rounds. And I ain't gonna lie, Loma did put the beats on Devin Haney. That's a fight Loma should have won, just to be for real. But he's just arrogant, dude. Like that's really the main thing I don't like about Floyd. Like, yeah, you gotta be delusional to win. You gotta think like you're the best so that you can win. Boxing is a tough sport. But I mean, like, come on, bro.
titles and the lineal championship, many will say he's a false, paper, and even email champion. What do these terms mean, and why is the so-called undisputed champion so disputed? Today we're taking
But I will say this: his resume is better than Tank's. Like I said, I don't like boxing is all about how much of a show that you can put on. There's a lot of great boxers out there that aren't really known, but boxing is about how much you can put on a show. If you can't really put on a show like that, you won't go. I ain't gonna say you won't go to the elites, but even if you do go to the elites, you probably won't be making as much as like Tank, Devin Haney, Mike Tyson, them type of guys. People want to see a show, but
taking a look
shit, how
into
it
Devin
go.
Haney's championship pedigree, how he became boxing's antagonist, and whether or not
You do
these
gotta
claims are
respect
valid.
Devin for that though. He has fought better comp than Tank though. You do gotta respect for that, bro.
Devin Haney's road to becoming a champion was unorthodox to say the least. At only 20 years of age, the young Haney defeated Zaur Abdullayev to earn the vacant WBC interim
I
title,
seen that fight. He put
making
the
him
beats on
first
that
in
boy.
line to challenge the champion, Vasily Lomachenko. At the time, Lomachenko had just won the vacant
Bro,
WBC
Loma
real
and Luke
title against
Campbell. When they're at Loma and Luke Campbell fought, that was a good fight. I didn't really like the Loma and Teofimo Lopez fight. I was late on that one. I didn't really like that one like that.
Luke Campbell, and had his eyes set on collecting the IPF strap against the winner of Teofimo
But
Lopez
Loma's a
and
great
Richard
fighter,
Commey.
bro. Like
And if things weren't confusing enough with
I know I keep stopping the video. I'm gonna stop. Loma's a great fighter. I do hate in boxing how like whenever you take one L, people just assume that you like are washed up, not a great boxer. And I feel like this past weekend that was the case with Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora, he probably said like what 140. He lost like last year, I think, last year of 2022. But he was like a big deal for like the past 3 4 years, and people assumed that he was gonna lose his fight. I don't even remember the guy's name that he lost to. But I'm like Sebastian Fundora not gonna lose that fight. I do hate that about boxing. Like people do assume like after you take one L, you just washed up. But I mean, if you just taking them back to back to back, then I mean, probably is time for you to hang it up. But just one L, bro. I mean, like, bro, it's just an L.
4 different governing bodies and multiple champs, the WBC decided to designate Loma as franchise champion, a completely made-up, unheard-of title. Devin Haney, in the meantime, would be elevated as the new, official WBC lightweight champ. And since this belt wasn't fought for in the ring, and Haney presumably learned of his new championship status online, fans and fighters began to call him the email champ.
First of all, they emailed. They gave Devin a belt. Yeah, gave Devin a belt. He didn't fight for his belt.
Some people blame Haney for this, some blame Lomachenko, but neither fighter is at fault. This is just the WBC muddling up the alphabet soup
That
of
was another great
titles,
fight
belts,
with
and
Loma.
championships so they can make
Jorge
more money on
Linares and
sanctioning
Lomachenko.
fees.
That was a great
Loma
fight.
was already unified and just looking for the next belt. Haney was just playing by the WBC's rules. So is Devin Haney an email champ? Yes, but it's not his fault, and
Bro, they
an
put the
unfair label.
email emoji
He
on
fought
the spell.
everyone they put in front of him, and because of the corrupt nature of boxing's sanctioning bodies, he just so happened to win his belt over the internet.
Bro, I'm predicting it right now. They gonna wait for, cause Devin and Tank, that fight is gonna do sales on sales on sales on sales, bro. That gotta be like a 70 million, $100 million fight, fam. Like, it's up there. Devin and Tank fighting, bro. That's the biggest fight of the century, no cap. Well, I ain't even gonna say of the century, but I'm gonna say of the decade. That's gonna be the biggest fight of the decade. Devin and Tank. That's gonna be the biggest fight, bro. It's gonna make a lot of money, but I feel like Devin is gonna wait for Tank to get a little bit older, fam. And I feel like it's gonna be like some Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence type stuff. I ain't saying Tank's just gonna. I don't know. After seeing that sparring footage, he most likely is gonna beat the brakes off Devin like that. I'm not gonna cap, but I feel like Devin is gonna wait because you know Tank is like what? He finna be 30, somewhere around there. I feel like he gonna wait until Tank probably around like Loma age right now. Like I said, pillow hands,
If there's
bro.
anything
He
to
can't knock
truly
nobody
criticize
out, but he
Devin
got
Haney for,
skill.
it would certainly be his lack of punching power and the fact that he's just not that exciting. Don't get me wrong, he's got an elite jab and superb footwork, but lest we forget, prize fighting is entertainment first and sport second. The people want to see knockouts. Even if boxing purists try to tell you that technical boxing is the highest form of art, remember there's a reason why Deontay Wilder and Gervonta Davis are considered the most exciting
They
draws in
put
the
on
sport.
it's
Devin
like I
Haney
just
is
said,
the
bro. They put
opposite.
on a show. You
Pillow-fisted
gotta
and
be able
known
to
to
put on
hug
a
his
show.
opponents, he's not exactly the most fun fighter to watch. So if a fan were to support a boxer, especially by paying for a pay-per-view, their money and time would be better spent on someone who's not gonna jab and grab all night. Again, Haney's job is to just make weight, make sure his hand gets raised after 12 rounds, and get paid. But it's hard to win the fans over when you haven't knocked anyone out in over 4
Facts,
years.
bro.
To be fair, it isn't exactly the weak punching power that turns fans off, but there seems to be a real lack of urgency in going for the knockout. So if you hear
But everybody got different fighting styles, bro. Like that's a real thing. Like everybody just can't knock somebody out up in boxing. Like some people just rely strictly on skill. Like they gonna outclass you, bro. Some people rely on strictly power. Like I'm not dissing Mickey Ward, but he relied strictly on just power, bro. He didn't go up in there with like a bunch of skill or none of that. And then because the Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward trilogy, that's the best trilogy. I don't care what nobody else say. Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali not touching that. If Anthony Ruiz and Joshua do it, they won't. Mickey Ward and Arturo Gotti, that's the best boxing trilogy, bro. But if y'all go back and look at that trilogy, Arturo Gotti in all three fights outskilled Mickey Ward. The first, all three fights, Mickey Ward relied on strictly power, bro. Arturo Gotti was outskilling him, and Arturo Gotti won the the second and third fight because he outskilled Mickey Ward. Like they was both landing, but if you look at Mickey Ward and look at Arturo Gotti looked like more of a complete fighter compared to Mickey Ward. Mickey Ward fought those fights with barely any head movement and throwing like 1-2 punch combinations. While Arturo Gotti's moving his head, throwing 2 5 punch combinations. Like everybody fight different styles up in boxing, but skill is always gonna be power up in boxing. I'm just being honest. That's why I'm kind of no contest with the whole Devin and Tank fight. Both of them got skills, and regardless of the sparring that Ron Garcia put out there, that's just sparring. In a pro fight with 8-ounce gloves, I don't know, fam. Devin do have the skills. Tank have skills, but Tank also has power. But I don't know, fam. Devin uses that jab a lot, and he's good with it.
Someone complained that Haney has pillows for hands or clinches a lot, they're not wrong. During his reign as champion, Devin Haney has never defended his belt outside of a 12-round decision. Even if he is boring, no one can deny that Devin Haney is the undisputed lightweight champion. But was his journey to the top as hard as, say, Josh Taylor's or Jermell Charlo's? Being undisputed means you have all the belts, but are all undisputed crowns created equal? Mike Tyson became undisputed after taking each belt from 3 individual champions, before losing it to a man possessed in Buster Douglas. When Evander Holyfield knocked out Douglas, did his undisputed status carry the same weight as Tyson, the man who went through the trials of unifying all the belts? Perhaps in name, but not.
Bro, I don't care if Mike Tyson lost, bro. Those was still great fights. Whenever Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson fought, I ain't gonna lie, those gotta be like my favorite Mike Tyson fights. Like, not even just the knockout, like, not even just like the disqualification. Because I think the first time Mike lost, it was a TKO. He didn't just get knocked out, but it was like a TKO. But then, the second time he bit off Evander Holyfield, he got disqualified. But I don't care nobody say. Those fights entertaining, bro.
Resume. I see a lot of boxing fans
everybody
extending
Mike
the
to
same
just knock
criticism
people out,
to
which
Devin
he
Haney
can,
today.
but those are still
We've
great
already
fights, even
covered
though he
the
lost.
email championship, but Haney became undisputed by winning the remainder of the belts off of George Kambosos Jr., a fight in which he was considered the favorite, despite Kambosos being the unified champ and taking place in his home country of Australia. But how did the belts become so ripe for the taking?
I don't know who finna win that fight with George Kambosos and Loma, bro. I like Loma's footwork. And it's like, whenever he go in and he start landing on you, bro, it's like music. Like, bro, da-da-da-da. Because Loma used to do ballet. But George Kambosos, like, he a great fighter. I don't dislike George Kambosos.
Kambosos had the fight of his life, a la Buster Douglas, in an upset against Teofimo Lopez, who previously became the 3-belt unified champion against, you guessed it,
and that's
Vasily
something else, bro.
Lomachenko.
It's too many
The
belts
very
up
same
in boxing,
Lomachenko
fam.
who beat
It shouldn't be
Linares,
this many
Pedraza,
belts.
and Campbell to unify 3 of
It
the
need to
4
be
belts.
one man.
All of this is a
with all the
long-winded
belts.
way
It
to
shouldn't
say
be
that in
5
a world
different
where there
people.
could be 4, 5, 6 simultaneous champions
like
in the same weight
participation
class,
trophies.
the term undisputed has lost some meaning. What really matters is who you take the strap from, and some boxing fans feel that Tsar Abdullayev and George Kambosos Jr. are.
Like, I get that all the belts in boxing do bring more money. I do get that. But, bro, for the fans and just for boxing, bro, it needs to be only. Like, yeah, you're going to have like 5 different belts. I do get that. But it just needs to be one person with the WBC, one person with the IBF, one person with WBA, WBO, and I think what's the other one? IBA. It need to be one person with each belt, bro. It don't need to be like 10 people with each one of the belts, fam. Like that's not entertaining. Like, no. And some people may disagree with what I just said, but that's my own personal opinion. It don't need to be that many belts, and I know a lot of people can agree with
aren't
me.
in the same category as the opponents of Charlo, Canelo, or Usyk. So if quality matchmaking is how we determine a true champion, surely all of Devin's detractors would be silenced when he fought Vasily Lomachenko on May 20th of 2023. Devin Haney was always gonna get some haters when he accepted the Lomachenko fight. He's the quote-unquote email champ who can't punch against the fan-friendly technician from Ukraine. But on the biggest stage with all eyes watching, Devin made an interesting choice.
Bro,
After an entire
just like I said, I don't know why he's trying to act like he got skills, bro. Like, he is the guy with the belts. But fam, there's no point in you trying to play like this villain and do all the other crap, bro. It's no point in
entire career of being respectful, mild-mannered, and actually a likable guy outside of the ring,
But
he
I do get
decided
why
to disrespect.
I do get why he's doing it. It's cause like the boxing politics and all that, and like people saying he got pillow hands, he can't knock nobody out. So he do have to put on like the bad guy. Like he do have to put that on. But I mean, bro, like at the end of the day, you can't let nobody get you out yourself like that, bro. Like just to be for real. But I do get why he's doing it. Like this is legacy.
Lie about and
I do
berate
get why he's doing
Lomachenko,
it.
calling him a dirty fighter to everyone's confusion, and
And I'm
weird
not in
stuff
that
like calling him
position,
old,
but I
saying he
mean,
never called him old, and
I
then
do get it as
realizing
a
he
man though.
actually
I
did.
do.
I never said
understand.
you was old. I said
You never said about
No.
my age?
no. I said I'm the younger guy. I never said he was old.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I did say that actually. I did. On Twitter,
Yeah?
I did say that one time. Yeah. But I was just talking shit. You're not old.
Also claiming that 4 years ago, Lomachenko told the WBC to pull the franchise champion nonsense so that he could duck Haney to fight Lopez instead, who, by the way, was ranked higher at the time.
Loma's
I
still a great
understand
fighter.
trying
I
to
don't
sell
care.
the fight like
I don't
Floyd
care
and
if he do
turning
got
heels
2-3
to sell more
losses, bro.
tickets, but this
Loma's
just
still
came
that
off
guy.
as nonsensical and confusing coming from Devin. The trash talk has to actually make sense. Lomachenko, reserved and respectful as usual, was just as confused at the sudden change in demeanor.
Bro, that's what I didn't like about Devin, bro. Like, whenever him and Loma fighting, I know I keep bringing this up, but Loma was being respectful the whole time, and this dude's just, he tweaking, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like Devin wouldn't try that with Tank. I feel like he wouldn't try that. He didn't try it with Shakur Stevenson. I said Stevenson Shakur. He didn't try it with Shakur Stevenson. Uh, he tried it a little bit with Ryan at the press conference, a little bit.
And after shoving Loma at weigh-ins, Haney completed his masterclass in how to not act as the champion.
Bro, that's facts. He was not acting like a champion, bro.
The fight itself would prove to be very exciting. A tale of two halves, Haney seemed to dominate the early rounds with Lomachenko pouring it on heavy to finish the fight. The champ went to the body often, but couldn't keep Loma from closing the distance once he got figured out. I personally had
Bro,
it a
just
draw
look
at
at
best
Loma,
for
bro.
Haney
Like,
with leeway for a
look at how
Lomachenko
it's.
win, but it was
That's
close
what I
enough
like about
that I
Loma. Like, he
wouldn't
put his
consider
punch
it a
together
robbery.
so good.
Most fighters and reporters saw it as a Loma win, but naturally, as with any close
They
decision, the
robbed
winner
Loma.
is gonna attract a lot of hate. Haney didn't lose, but he definitely didn't beat Lomachenko, let alone win over any fans. And for his final act as the champion, he's already denied a rematch. Whenever Floyd Mayweather had a close fight, he took the immediate rematch and won so
Bro,
convincingly that no one could deny him.
that is facts. Floyd rematched a lot of them guys because he just knew that he was better. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like Floyd, and it's like I said, it's because of just his arrogance, bro. He says like he's number one. But then you go back and look at the history books, you got some fighters, 200 fights, 300 fights, 150 fights, 20 losses. And you got Sugar Ray Robinson killed a guy with his hands. Floyd ain't killed nobody with his hands, and I mean, yeah, Floyd left a great legacy up in boxing, but I mean, he not compared to them older fighters. He not that guy.
A lesson in championship conduct that Haney could surely learn from. Devin Haney gets a lot of criticism, some fair, some not so much. After getting his first belt in an email, finding the path of least resistance to undisputed, and beating the lightweight division's golden boy, many fans are denying his claim as the true champion. But despite his featherweight punching power, bad acting, and quote-unquote robbery over Lomachenko, he's still the king of the division. At only 24 years of age, he's managed to do something most champions can only dream of. He is the undisputed champ, but with a couple of asterisks on his record, his current reign is unfortunately met with controversy and hate. And that is why Devin Haney is boxing's disputed, undisputed lightweight champion of the world.
I'm watching this guy's videos again, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff he said, I said before he had said it, but it's facts, bro. Like, you can tell this guy, like, he knows the stuff about boxing. But, yeah, y'all, that's the video. And, y'all comment below who's y'all's favorite boxer of today or just whenever. But, yeah, I'm going to see y'all up in the next one.